Okay, it's an actual bee farm. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to actually stay in a giant beehive? And that's what it kind of looks like. See, if you go on Airbnb, you can actually rent the Wonder B&B, get it, on Airbnb, and it gives you a chance to stay with 1 million bees. Oh, I know. Doesn't this sound frightening? Okay, they say it's the first place in the world where you can sleep immersed in the distinctive sound and aroma of bees. And you're going to experience like bee therapy. Oh, don't worry, because I should look this up. There's 1 million bees. There's a net to keep them out of the whole beehive. I looked at pictures of it in the villages. It's a beautiful farm, and there's like rolling hills and those picturesque trees that you see in Tuscany. And I'll tell you one thing. This beehive is definitely not located in the Spaghettos. Oh, I know. That was bad, wasn't it? Hey, welcome to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun podcast about everything digital. We're brought to you by getthecurrent.com. That's right. It's our newsletter that comes out on Saturdays and Tuesdays, and it's full of exclusive links, news, videos, stuff you don't see or hear on the shows or over on the website, and it's absolutely free. You can see a sample, and you can sign up right now over at getthecurrent.com. Once again, that's getthecurrent.com. And as always, here on Tech Refresh, my friends are here. And first up, we have our amazing content queen, Ali Seligman. Ali, what pearls of wisdom will you be sharing with all of us today?
I'm going to tell you about a really strange new ransomware and a big security downgrade if you still have a Facebook account.
Ooh, bum, 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 bum. And then, of course, we have our magnificent millennial Matthew Heffel here. And Matt, go ahead, tell us how smart we're going to be.
We're going to talk about a technology, an amazing technology being used in one of the biggest movies of the year right now, as well as some weird Disney trends that I've seen on TikTok.
Ooh, weird Disney trends.
Yeah.
And it has to do with going to the parks, right?
Exactly, yes.
All right. So it has nothing to do with the movie Frozen. Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Not this
one. And I have a great party tech trick I'm going to be sharing. And let me tell you, a truly funny joke at the end of the show. But let's get started with the news. These are important tech developments to keep you in the know. And I'm going to start with, let's talk about Ford. Yes, they started shipping its new truck, the Lightning, the electric version of its best-selling F-150 pickup truck. And let's start that even if you never even thought you would ever want a pickup truck, when you hear the specs, like me, you're like, okay, I really want one of those. The new Ford Lightning electric F-150 pickup will give you 321 miles on a single charge.
Wow.
Okay. I remember when I test drove the BMW electric car, I think it was like the M1 or something like that a few years ago. The guy was super excited. He's like, Kim, it goes 8 miles on a charge.
You can go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm like, I couldn't even get to work on that. Anyway, it goes from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. Nah, that's not great. But the technology is surprising. If you lose power, this is what's amazing, is that you can just back the truck into the driveway and it will power the entire house for 4 days.
That's amazing.
So that's something. The extended range Lightning, that's more money, of course, comes with a 131 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. That's 10 times the capacity of the Tesla Powerwall that everybody's super excited about. Now, if you're going to be using your truck as a home generator, that's going to cost you some money. You have to buy a $3,900 bridge unit. Now, none of this is really all that expensive when you consider that you have a truck and a backup generator all in one.
True.
But some new reports out that if you're going to be using your F-150 to tow your Airstream RV, okay, is that it's going to cut the battery life in half. Okay. And here's another fun fact, or I'll ask you guys this. How many F-150 trucks were ordered before Ford said, oh, we can't take any more orders?
1 million.
Orders?
I'm going to say 300,000.
I went crazy.
200,000.
Okay, all right.
200,000. Okay. And Ford says that they're not going to be able to supply the demand in like 3 years.
Wow.
3 years.
Wow.
And they almost did not call it Lightning. They were going to call it the Ford Edge because it just almost gets you the way there. That's it. Okay, Matt, tell us about AI and Val Kilmer and Top Gun. Have you guys seen the movie?
No,
I
not
have
yet.
not. I'm going to see it
Okay.
this weekend, though.
Okay, you have to see it.
Was it good?
It is. Oh, it is so good. Now, I never saw the first Top Gun.
Me neither.
Great.
Because so yeah, I think you actually have to watch the first Top Gun
Okay.
in order to get the second one. So spend some time, watch the first one, because then you'll see some parts in the second one that make sense. But anyway, go ahead, Matt.
There's a ton of movies out right now, and the biggest one that I've seen in theaters lately that everybody's talking about is the new Top Gun that we were just talking about. Well, Val Kilmer, back in 2014, who is one of the stars of the movie, had a tracheotomy because he had throat cancer, and so he can no longer speak. Well, this was a problem when they were making this movie, and so they actually went to an AI company called Sonatic, and they produced a AI-generated voice for Val Kilmer, using all the movies he's been in and using him, like other people that had met him and like movies he had done, as well as his family members, like his kids and stuff would use their voices as well. And they mixed that into a voice, and then they had Val Kilmer sit with them while they went through 40 different voices that they created until they found the perfect one. It took them over a year to develop this process, a completely new algorithm that they developed just for this movie that they were able to then finally recreate his voice for his scenes in this new Top Gun movie, which I just found amazing.
Wow.
Well, and I'll tell you, I knew that going into watching the movie. So when the whole scene happened with Val Kilmer, is that, without being a whole spoiler, is that I was watching them move his mouth, and it is flawless.
Yeah.
And it sounds just like him. And doing deep fake voices is nothing new. As a matter of fact, Jeremy, one of our IT geniuses, he came up to me because there was a time, this is probably almost a year ago, and Mike said, Kim mispronounced I don't know, like commercial building. And so he was going through like every time that I could have said commercial building, okay, in order to find that, because Mike was like that. He didn't want to bother me when really he could have just said, hey, Kim, I need you to re-say commercial building. So anyway, so Jeremy's like, I think we can deep fake your voice. And so he comes to me and I'm like, you know what? You can do it, but if you make me say anything about me and the football team, I'm going to be really upset, okay? So I think we have it queued up.
If the Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp outage last week affected you, here are 4 questions to ask yourself to determine if taking a social media break might be a good idea. I'm Kim Komando.
Okay, so if you take a listen to that, it's not exactly 100% correct, right? I mean, it's missing a lot of the emotions and things like that. So I've been reading, a little fun fact, I've been reading Planet Animal scripts in order to teach the AI enunciations in different tones. So I've been saying things like, the muskrat at night goes deep into the forest and then gets eaten by the black bird. I mean, it's like, okay. So I don't think we're quite there yet. But anyway, if you haven't seen Top Gun, bottom line, go see it. You're going to love it. Okay, Allie, tell us about this new ransomware.
This is wild stuff. So imagine this. You are sitting at your computer and suddenly a message pops up and it says your documents, your photos, your files, databases, everything, they're now encrypted. This is ransomware. We know this. And usually that pop-up includes a dollar amount that you're going to have to fork over to get the encryption key to get your files again. You're going to need more than money if you get attacked by the new Goodwill ransomware.
Ooh.
They are forcing victims to donate to the poor by completing 3 tasks. Okay. First task, give clothes and blankets to the homeless. And they're not going to just take your word for it. Yeah, nice thing to do, right? You have to take video proof and post it to Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp, and then send them the link. Okay. Next, you need to pick, and this is a quote here, any 5 poor children under 13 from your neighborhood and take them to Domino's, Pizza Hut, or KFC and allow them to order the food they love to eat.
Wow.
Okay, this is oddly specific. What if there's only like a Papa John's in your neighborhood, but whatever.
Yes. But you know what? Why would you take them to like fast food, bad food? I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I'd be like, okay, kids, we're going to the craft and we're getting avocado toast and fresh pressed juice. Okay.
That would be a better idea. But this one, still, you need to film, including the kids, and post it on social media. We're going to get back to just how weird that one is in a minute.
Yeah.
The third and final task, you need to find someone with medical bills that they can't afford to pay, and you need to pay them. Not only that, you need to take a selfie with the person. You need to record audio of your conversation, and you need to upload this online, along with, honestly, a beautiful article on Facebook explaining that you're now a good person because you were a victim of Goodwill ransomware. Just 3 easy steps to get that encryption key. All of this is crazy to me, but can you imagine the kids think, like, where are you finding these 5 kids? Why in the world would their parents let you take them out for dinner?
Yes. Right.
And this is a podcast, so obviously I can't show you any graphics, but this hacker group has created graphics for these things that, I kid you not, it looks like a combination between like a 2000s chain email and something that like your nice but not tech savvy aunt might post on Facebook.
Oh, I
There's
know what
like
you're talking about.
flowers
Yeah,
and
we got
hearts.
those.
And
Yeah.
one includes the quote, "I am kind. So much kind." So
So much
So
time.
much kind.
so much kind. I had to throw this on the website. You could all see it. So go to Komando.com and check it out.
I am kind. So much kind.
So much kind. On
So
On
kind.
another
Yes.
cybersecurity note, before I finish here, your friendly reminder, go update pretty much everything that you have. There are updates for Windows, Chrome, Firefox, iOS, Zoom, and they all fix critical vulnerabilities. So get to updating.
That's funny, Allie. Pretty much anything that you have.
Update it.
Okay,
Yeah, update it.
just go get it updated. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a camera. It doesn't matter if it's an app. Just whatever you have,
Yes.
just update it.
Yes, you're
Just
welcome.
update it.
You're welcome.
That's it.
I think I'm going to change my my email signature to be at the very end. It's just going to say so much kind. Matt.
I like that. That's a good one. Hey, stay right where you are because coming right back, we have some great tech party tricks that we're going to be passing along. Allie, of course, is going to be here because she's going to put on her cape as a crypto gal. And Matt's going to tell us what the heck the internet is talking about. Then we have trivia. Oh my gosh, it's just totally just jam-packed here. And then at the end, I'm telling you, a truly funny joke that you're going to want to tell your family members and friends. So stay right where you are. Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. Just a quick reminder that we're brought to you by GetTheCurrent.com. It's an amazing free newsletter that you're going to love and you're going to want to share with your family members and friends. And once again, it's over at GetTheCurrent.com. Hey, still to come, you're not going to believe what's going viral at Disney parks. And we're going to talk about how you can get some free stuff at Disney parks if you know the secrets. And speaking of secrets, I showed Ian this the other day and he's like, "Mom, this really is a party trick." Okay, or let me back up just a second. Is that Ian asked me if he could help during the summer with the company. And I said, absolutely. I said, why don't you start writing like digital life hacks? And he's like, what's a digital life hack? And I started teaching him about digital life hacks. And so he's now going to be our trusty intern. And he said, am I getting paid? And I said, I don't think so. I'm not sure about that.
Thanks for the help, Ian.
Yeah.
But here, this is the trick that I taught Ian. Is that your phone can identify any plant, any animal, just about anything in a second. It's an incredibly new built-in tool. So say you're on your hike and you're wondering if a plant is poison ivy or what's the name of a beautiful flower. And so you just snap a picture of it. And then after the picture, you go into your photo albums and then you see an eye with a little star. And you're like, I wonder what that does. And so, for example, with Ian, I said, type in dog. And so all the dogs that he ever took pictures of pops up. And then you hit the little eye with the star, and then it says look up, and then all of a sudden you see all kinds of information about golden retrievers. It was really amazing. Google Lens does the same thing if you're on Android. Just open Google Photos, select your photo, and tap Lens. And it really is something. I mean, you can use it other ways. And so let's say that you're about ready to buy something, and you're like, I wonder if that's a good price or not. Because you're actually in a store. I know, believe it or not, you went. And then you take a picture of it, you look it up, and then you see prices of what it is on the various websites.
That's cool.
Okay. So, here's the deal, is that if you use this, I don't want you to reveal how you're doing this. So like if you're walking and you're on a date, so I told Ian, you're walking, you're on a date, you're on a hike, and she says, I wonder what kind of flower that is. And you go, oh, it's so beautiful. Let me take a picture. And then you're like, oh, that's a hashahama, whatever that is. And then she'll look at you and go, oh, Ian, you're amazing. You're so smart. Yes.
I use this all the time when I'm Goodwill shopping. If you're in Goodwill and you see something like, oh, that looks like it could be expensive, and you can just, boom, take a picture of it, and it'll show you how much it's worth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So now, do you use Goodwill? You go to the website?
Well, both. I really enjoy going to Goodwill, and me and my fiance spend hours and hours in a Goodwill, just looking around trying to find cool things. So, but I also use the shop Goodwill.
Wait. We have to note that there was a new word in your lexicon.
Yeah. Did I just gloss over that?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am engaged
Yes.
as of
Aw.
last week, so that's exciting.
Congrats,
Dum,
Matt.
dum, da, dum, dum. Oh, that's the wrong mark. Sorry about that. Something like that. Here comes the bride.
And
Here's the
graduating. Hey, it's
queen.
both.
It's everything. It's all that. All right. So Matt, tell us about a cool website.
We all use autocorrect with our phones. Whenever you're starting to type and you realize, oh, that is the word I wanted. That is the word I wanted. You can build an entire sentence just by using the autocorrect. Well, there's this really cool website. So whenever you're using autocorrect on your phone, you're able to write whatever sentences you want. So you can start typing and you'll notice that it tries to guess that word and you're like, oh, that's perfect. You can build an entire sentence. Well, this website allows you to do the same thing, but with drawing. So you can start drawing a picture of a dog or a cat or a table or whatever, and it'll try to guess what you're drawing. And if you like playing Pictionary or you're just as good as I am, then this is perfect for you. You can start drawing and get better at drawing more accurate pictures so the robot will help be able to predict what you're drawing.
Sometimes we play Pictionary as like a work thing. All of us play it. And it's so funny. You know,
Yes.
sometimes you get so far into a picture and you're just like, there's nothing else I could possibly do, but there are still like 7
Yes.
people who haven't guessed it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you start like putting words like sounds like, you know, or a sound effect. I remember once the easiest one I had was a ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the white thing, and then I put boo after it, and it was like,
There you go. One time you get 3 options on the one we play, and I remember one time all of yours were so bad, and you had to pick one that was like celebration or something that was just like, how? How in the world?
It was like an
Yeah.
emotion. It was like, it was like a weird thing. But Matt, you truly are good at Pictionary.
Yeah.
I am good at Pictionary. And so the site is autodraw.com. If you want to check it out, it's really, really fun. I played with it for quite a bit of time yesterday.
It is fun. And then just to let everybody know, because I didn't see it right off the top, is that if you draw like, you know, like I was drawing like a face, and then if you just look right to the top, like where the menu bar might be, that's where they give you different options of what it thinks that you're drawing. And I'm not very good at all.
You have other talents. You're welcome.
Thank you, Allie. All right. So Facebook, Al.
Well, here's a big bummer. Facebook is getting rid of what I think of as one of their best security features if you get locked out of your account. It's actually something I wish more websites would use. It's called Trusted Contacts. And basically, you pick a few people, and if you get locked out of your account, they get a recovery code. They give it to you, and then you can log back into your account. It's pretty smart. So, you know, if you get hacked, you lose your password, whatever, you can ask your mom or your aunt or your friend. It's going away. And if you're wondering what
Uh-oh.
useful new security, feature is replacing this, there isn't one. So I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg is like working on his metaverse avatar or something.
Thanks,
He's
Facebook.
yeah.
He's still, he's surfing in Kauai.
There you go.
Come on.
In the meantime, though, you do need to give yourself the best chance to get back into your account if you get locked out. Step 1, I'm a broken record, I know, but set up 2FA. Two-factor authentication means that when a new device tries to log into your account, you'll get a code. You have to approve it. Great. But what if the code is going to the wrong place? That is step number 2. You need to make sure that your email address and your phone number are up to date. That is easy. Just go into settings and privacy and then settings, and you'll see right there where you can add it. I probably should not admit this, but until yesterday, I had a very old email account associated with my Facebook account. I updated it. It took about 60 seconds. So if I can do it, you can do it too.
That's awesome. And don't forget, speaking of Facebook, where do they need to follow us on Facebook, Allie?
Facebook.com/KimKomando.
Yes, see how that works? Now, this is a real letter from my listener email. Okay. Now, I read every single one. Kim Komando, I can't believe you said that. No, this is from Carl in Los Angeles. Okay. And you have to listen very closely to this. Hi, Kim. Can you help me save my 26-year marriage? My wife complained that my entire life is revolving around Facebook. She says that I'm on Facebook way too much day and night, and Facebook has destroyed our communications. Now, my wife is threatening to move out. Is it wrong, Kim, that I've unfriended her on Facebook so it doesn't bother her anymore? What do we say to Carl?
Carl, you need to get your priorities straight, my friend.
Carl unfriended her so that this way she wouldn't know how much he was on Facebook.
I think Carl's missing the point here.
Yeah, I don't think he quite got the memo.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. Carl, you need to take your wife out on a date.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, roses, diamonds.
Deactivate your
something
Facebook
good.
account.
Yes, deactivate it. That would be the best thing. I was going to make a joke about Bill and Melinda Gates' divorce, but that would not be PC.
That's pretty
All right, well, stay right where you are. Coming up, we're going to have some crypto news with Allie. And Matt, our dedicated internet scout, along with being our magnificent millennial, is going to tell us what the heck is going on with this Disney park trend and getting free stuff. And of course, we have our trivia coming up. And then don't forget, my incredible joke at the end. You'll be laughing for days. Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. You know the drill. Just get the current. Okay, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but yes, it's get the current. We want everybody who's listening to Tech Refresh, all millions and millions of you, to go over to getthecurrent.com. Once again, that's getthecurrent.com. Just sign up, even if you never read it. Just sign up over at getthecurrent.com. All right, so Allie, the whole crypto crash market craze, people are kind of weary about cryptocurrency now more than ever.
That is true.
What is going on?
Well, I was really excited because, things are rough out there. They are starting to stabilize. We will see as the rest of the economy goes, so goes crypto. But I got an email a while ago from the Penny Hoarder, someone at the Penny Hoarder. You two know this site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's a financial site. And I think of it a lot like I think of how we cover tech. So it's, informative, helpful, approachable, real world kind of tips. And they asked, hey, do you want to do a cryptocurrency study with us? Like a survey of people who are into crypto. And so I was really excited and I said yes. So we worked with a company called Polfish to survey about 2,000 people. And yes, this was before the crash. So yeah, you can imagine sentiment was a little bit better back then. People were a little happier, but things weren't great in March. So, but these are, crypto enthusiasts, people who have crypto and, work in it occasionally or regularly, or invest in it rather. So let's jump in with 3 stats that I thought were really interesting from this. Stat number 1, crypto is the gift that keeps on giving. 74% have given crypto as a gift or they plan to. And this one makes...
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. The social aspect of crypto is huge. Kind of anecdotally, I know that ask most people and they'll say, yeah, a friend showed me, or I talked to this person and they got me into it. And plus, when you find something you enjoy and think is cool, you want to share it, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So it's a nice way to show somebody how it all works. You can help them set up a wallet, maybe give them an NFT a little bit to get started.
Yeah, I got a call on the show not too long ago from a guy who wanted to give his grandson who was graduating high school some Bitcoin.
Nice.
You know, or actually, I don't think he said Bitcoin. He's like, which one should I give?
Not telling you.
I was like, I'm like, I think it would probably be Bitcoin or Ethereum. Might want to stay from the ones that you don't know about.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Next fact, 2/3 of crypto investors surveyed, 67%, said that they would invest some of their retirement funds in crypto if given the opportunity.
I hope they didn't.
Yeah. This is one, not so sure on for me. The number is definitely higher than I expected.
What was that number again?
67%.
Wow.
Okay, that's too much.
It is. Now, this is, something I say all the time, but don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And that's probably not your retirement money.
Right.
Yeah. Kim, you've gotten this question, right? People asking, like, is this a good idea?
Yeah. And then it's like, I don't think that's something, especially after the crash. Yeah. I mean, when crypto was riding high and, I bought some Ethereum, like,
the day before.
The crash.
Womp womp.
Which, there's a fun fact for you right in that. I mean, I don't know if I'm good at financial advice. I mean, I'm still holding GoPro stock. It's
going to come back.
I know. And that's why I have people like, even when Tesla was riding high, I called my guys over at Morgan Stanley. I'm like, Matt, we ought to buy Tesla. I mean, look what's going on. And then a couple of days ago, he's like, glad we didn't buy a Tesla, huh, Kim? I'm like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, pretty much any tech stock right now is just like crypto is. So
exactly.
That actually leads really nicely into our third fact. About 75% of respondents said that they plan to hold their digital assets, their crypto, for at least a year, and 34% for 3 years or more. To me, that says these people don't see it as a fad, as something to just make quick money. This is something that they want to be invested in the long term. So I would say on this one, unless you're somebody that you're going to get so into it that you really can start to know, or at least have good guesses of when things are going to go up and down, don't try. It's just going to be an exercise in frustration for you to try to keep up with things unless you're really, really in it. So cool. If, like Kim, if you want to get some Ethereum, get some Bitcoin, whatever, and hold it, okay, don't try to become a day trader unless you're really trying to become a day
right.
trader.
Oh, yeah. The same thing like being a day trader in the stock
Yes,
market.
Right.
exactly.
That's a whole nother
Yes.
issue. Okay, so as the crypto gal,
Yes.
okay, you have a lot of crypto. You've been involved in crypto and mining and everything like
Yeah.
that. Was there one thing that stood out in the whole crash that you sat there and you were like, wow, I never saw that coming?
It really was the Luna stuff, the Terra
Mm.
ecosystem just completely collapsing. We expect some of these, I can't use the term here because it's a curse word, but these coins that are junk to lose all their value. That's not unexpected at this point. If you told me Dogecoin, there's no value, like, yeah, I'd be a little surprised, but okay, I get it. This was an entire pretty thriving ecosystem, and now it's just gone. So I think that's it for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was really shocking because, you had what was called, the so-called stable coins
Not so stable
Right.
on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
that went all down. So again, cryptocurrency, only invest what you're going to lose. And if you're new to crypto, now is not the time to be getting in. Now's the time, I think, for you to be like sitting back and taking stock in everything that you have. And trust us, when it's time to go back in, Allie, our crypto gal, will let us know.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to shift gears and to go to another magical place. It's from
Ooh.
cryptocurrency to Disney, right, Matt?
Right. There has long been strange rumors around Disneyland and Disney World. There's been ghost sightings or whether or not Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen underneath it, all that kind of stuff. Well, with the advent of social media, especially TikTok, it has gotten so much more. So I saw this one on TikTok the other day and it kind of blew my mind. A woman found out a hack of how to get free shirts at Disneyland. So if you
Ooh.
didn't know, Disneyland has a dress code. You can't be wearing anything too low cut or anything too revealing. And she realized that if she went in wearing something revealing, they would stop her and they would give her a free t-shirt to cover up. Well, she posted this on TikTok and everybody else started doing the exact same thing, so much so that Disney issued a statement saying they will no longer be giving out free shirts. You will either be asked to leave or told to buy a shirt.
Ooh.
So when I went and started looking through this, I then delved down a whole deep rabbit hole of Disney trends that have gone viral in the last few years. And there was one that I found kind of amazing. There was one woman who claimed that she gave birth at Disneyland and therefore she got a free lifetime pass for that child to
Oh,
Disneyland.
no.
So then women were rushing in their late stage pregnancy to try to give birth at
Oh,
Disneyland.
my gosh.
And
Okay, that's not a recommended thing. It's like I was reading this morning, a woman gave birth in the ocean in Nicaragua.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
because she wanted to have a free birth. Okay, anyway, if you see a picture of her, you'll.
There's a lot of stuff swimming around in the ocean. That
Yeah.
seems like a
that's
bad
not
move.
a good idea. But what about like all the people, Matt, that want to like leave their ashes at Disney?
yeah, I did a little bit of research on this as well. So there's a lot of people that bring their ashes. They do not allow it. You are not allowed, quote unquote, to do it. But it's really hard for them to catch somebody with a small little thing filled with grandpa's ashes, right? But the most popular place in all of Disneyland or Disney World has always been the Haunted Mansion. Of course.
Of course.
So people were spreading the ashes of their loved ones at the Haunted Mansion, so much so that the janitors have come out with stories about how they have to pick up pounds of ashes
Oh my
every day while they clean up
gosh.
the Haunted Mansion.
Oof.
Yeah.
So can you get any free stuff at Disney?
It is Disney, so it is hard to get free stuff. I've heard some rumors about if you get there, if you're the first person in line, you can get a free fast pass or a free hot dog or a free meal
Oh,
voucher,
yeah.
stuff like that. But, there's not a lot of ways to game the system instead of just going there and spending a lot of money.
Okay, so I will tell you that I'm not a Lizzo fan. I'm the singer. I'm not a big Lizzo
Okay.
fan. Although I do think that line that she has in a song, where she took a DNA
Oh,
test,
yeah.
she's 100% bitch. I thought that's very funny. But she did a video that when she went to downtown Disney, she ate the pickle dog.
Yes.
Have you ever heard the pickle
Mhm.
dog? And it's a planko breaded pickle wrapped hot dog in a peanut butter dipping sauce.
It's like an Elvis hot dog.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love peanut butter and pickles. It's actually really good. I'm not
Oh,
going to lie. Yeah,
really?
it's good.
I don't know. I was just thinking like, well, I don't eat meat, so the whole hot dog thing kind of threw me off. But I'm thinking like planko crusted hot dog, pickles, peanut butter.
That's a lot.
They
We
take
we
a
could do a
whole-
veggie dog version for you, Kim.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I should try that. Not. I don't think so. I just unsubscribed from Disney. I was just tired of all these streaming services, but now I really feel Marvel. Mm. All right. Probably the best part of Tech Refresh is coming up. This is when Allie gets to try to stump us with the trivia, and she's always really, really good at this. And then, of course, I have a joke at the end that you're going to laugh for hours and hours, so stay right where you are. Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. As always, it's your weekly fun podcast. And speaking of podcasts, make sure that you get our digital life hack and our daily tech update every single day, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Komando with a K, of course. Yes, Komando. And Allie, it's your turn to do trivia this week.
All right. I'm going to start with a pretty crazy fact. This is not the trivia, but in 2021, Apple had 7 of the top 10 selling phones. Think about that. The top 10 phones, there were only 3 that weren't Apple phones. So there was 1 Samsung, 2 Xiaomi phones. Everything else was some version of an iPhone. But let's look at all time. What is the top selling mobile phone ever? Okay.
Ooh.
We have A, the iPhone 6. B, the Nokia 1100. C, the Motorola Razr. Or D, the BlackBerry Pearl.
Oh, this is hard.
I'm going to guess because I was only one of like 4 phones available at the time. I'm going to go with the Nokia
Okay.
because there was only so few at the time and everybody was trying to get them.
So is this the phone that has sold the most?
It is,
units?
yeah.
I'm going to go with the iPhone 6. I'm going to say iPhone 6.
Matt?
I'm gonna stick with the Nokia. I'm gonna stick
Okay.
with it.
One of you,
Okay, I'm
one
wrong.
of you is correct. And it's Matt. It's the Nokia. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't switch my
It
answer.
was just one of the only phones back then.
Yeah.
The iPhone 6 is the top selling smartphone of all time. And the Razr is the top selling flip phone of all time. And
I
Kim,
feel like
you're
a
a big
loser.
loser.
I had a Razr back
I
in
know.
2005.
Oh, we all had a Razr. Me and Kim had the
Everybody
pink
had a
one.
Razr. I had a pink
Yeah,
one.
those were awesome.
Gosh. Okay, I will warn you. And that was a good trivia.
Thanks.
I will warn you that this is a long joke, so you're going to have to pay attention.
Comfortable.
Yes.
Settle in.
But since we were talking about the Ford Lightning at the beginning of the show, we're going to end with a story about how air conditioning in a car was invented. Okay, and it was invented by the 4 Goldberg brothers, Lowell, Norman, Hiram, and Maxwell. And they had a hard time marketing it, but on one 97-degree day in summer in Detroit, the 4 brothers walked into Henry Ford's office, and they sweet-talked his secretary and saying that these 4 gentlemen were the most exciting innovation that the auto industry has ever had since the electric starter. So Henry Ford's curious and invites them into his office. They refuse, and they say, listen, you got to come out to the parking lot. You got to look at this car. So they do, and Mr. Ford gets into the car, which is now, again, it's hot outside. It's 130 degrees in the car. Then Max hits the AC and the car starts cooling down rapidly. Well, old man Henry Ford gets super excited and invites him back to his office where he offers them $3 million for the patent. The brothers refuse, saying, we don't really want the money. We want recognition. So give us $2 million and just call it the Goldberg air conditioner and put it on the dashboard of every car where it's installed, someplace. Now, Henry Ford, he's a really smart businessman, and there's no way he's going to put the Goldberg's name on 2 million cars because what about all the competitors? They hackle back and forth for a couple of hours, and they agree on $4 million for the patent, and only the first names would be shown. So to this day, all Ford air conditioner controls say low, norm, high, and max. All right.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Okay. All right. Okay. So whose turn is it to get a good joke next week?
It's
Who
Matt's
is
I
it?
think it's my turn next week for
Yeah.
a joke. I'm excited.
Okay. All right. And if you have any comments for us, we'd love to hear some feedback. You can always send us a note to podcast with an S, podcast@komando.com. And don't forget to give us a great 5-star review so that this way more people can find our podcasts. And Allie, would you like to leave with any words of wisdom since you started with many?
Yeah, I really think go leave us a review. It really does help. Go to your favorite podcast app, wherever you listen to us. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you leave a review. And tell a friend. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stand on the corner with a
There you
sign.
go.
There you go.
Doesn't matter to
Yeah,
me.
anybody.
How about you, Matt?
You know, we all of us here work on The Current, and I read it every single time it comes out. It's an amazing thing. I really think that if you sign up for it, you're going to really enjoy it. So make sure you sign up for The Current.
Yes, just do it already, because then we can stop talking
Yeah.
about it. Dang. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of talking about it. So just go get it. And once again, that's getthecurrent.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. We'll see you again next week.